Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel, I'll be providing some stock analysis and also an update on our $1 Million Challenge, so please stay tuned. Today's stock analysis will be an update on ticker symbol MMAT, looking at earnings. We're also going to be looking at a stock update for ticker symbol CLSD, also with earnings. Before we do that, quick update on our $1 Million Challenge. We've just finished week 2. So far, very successful. And in terms of the objective, if you look at the screen here, the objective for our challenge is to turn $1,000 into $1 million over a period of 3 years. We're looking at achieving 201 trades over the 3 years at an average return of 3.5%. So it's not 201 consecutive successful trades. We do take into account losses. We have a spreadsheet of specially chosen stocks which indicate potential buys on there using color coordination, and in our Discord community currently we have over 200 people working together as a team to share DD, to share trading tips and share information about buys. So if you're interested in joining us on this journey from $1,000 to $1 million, click in the description below, have a look at the more detailed video and click on the link as well to join. Okay, so in terms of metamaterials, today we can see the stock was down just in excess of 5%, closing at 319, so also a disappointing week. It was down just approximately 5% as well in the week. We did have earnings, so we're going to have a look at earnings next and see what we can find from there. So let's start by first of all having a look at a summary. So if we look at this headline here from Access Wire dated August the 12th and let's see what some of the key things that we can pick up here. So headline here, Meta announces second quarter and H1 2021 results. So I can see straight away, third paragraph here, total revenue grew 197% to $624,000 compared to $210,334 in quarter 4 2020. So again, the revenue has increased by 88% to $1,220,623 compared to $650,683 in H1 2020. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a positive result. It's unexpected. A lot of people did not see substantial good news in terms of revenue. However, the real revenue we're going to see is going to be more long term once the partnerships kick in, once the deals kick in, obviously with Samsung, with Volkswagen and with many of the other companies. And the huge catalyst that I think all investors are waiting for is a potential deal with Tesla. So that's still the one that I think everybody is keeping their fingers crossed for. So in terms of the breakdowns, let's now have a look at the profit and loss. So if we have a look at the profit and loss here, we can see we have a comparison of the 3 months ended June 30th from 2020 to 2021. And we also have a comparison of 6 months ended June 20 from 2020 to 2021. So if we have a look at the 6 month on the right hand side, we can see that revenue has almost doubled. So from 650,000 to 1,220,000. Again, very positive there. We can see 24,000 came from product sales and just in excess of 1 million came from development revenue. So huge growth in terms of potential increase there. In terms of gross profit, 2020 gross profit was just below $650,000. Now gross profit is just in excess of 1.2 million. So again, we're looking at the right hand side. In terms of expenses, these have increased substantially. 2020 expenses were just over $5 million, and 2021 these have increased to $9.8 million. I do not personally see this as a significant negative aspect to the earnings, and the reason why, if the expenses are increasing, then basically it indicates much more research and development, more activities going on, and we can see that with the third headline down. 2020, the amount spent on research and development was around about 1.8 million, and 2021 research and development expenses were just in excess of $3.4 million. So I see this as a positive thing because by investing in research and development, the benefits happen more long term. So let's have a look at the net loss. So obviously we know Meta is not profit making, so we can see 2020 net loss was just in excess of 3 million, and here is the substantial change. 2021 net loss is now just in excess of $49 million. So that's not a good sign. However, what we can do now is have a look at this and see if the company is able to cover these expenses by looking at the balance sheet. Okay, so if we have a look at the screen here, now we have the balance sheet for period ending June 30th, 2021, and we also have a comparison from December 31st, 2020. So let's have a look at the key figures here. So in terms of current assets, December 2020, the current assets were at that time just in excess of 2 million. And here is the very interesting change. So from 2 million current assets right now, as at June 30th, 2021, are a very staggering 230,511,386. So that is an increase from just in excess of 2 million. So what's changed? So we can see the first thing that's changed. December 2020, the company had just over $1 million in cash. Right now, they've got 150 more, for in excess of $154 million in cash. So staggering amount of money there. So in terms of the expenses that we saw in the previous profit and loss account, what this tells me is the company is very, very cash rich. They also, important net figure down, they have assets right now in excess of $72 million. So fantastic balance sheet headlines here. Total current assets, if we add everything up, we're looking at a value of total current assets just in excess of $230 million. But it doesn't end there. Now we're going to look at the long-term assets, which include intangible assets, 4 million, property, just in excess of 5 million, operating lease and use of assets, just in excess of 2.9 million. And the big one here is goodwill, which is a staggering $217 million. So the goodwill is obviously, a lot of that will be referring to the Meta name. And we can see that this gives the company a total assets of in excess of $460 million. So this puts the company in a very, very strong position going forward for research and development, planning, developing business operations, getting ready for revenue generation, getting ready for success. And as an investor, it certainly gives me a huge amount of confidence. And the final part of the balance sheet we're going to look at now is for liabilities. So we can see current liabilities at the moment comprise in terms of 2021 of a total figure of just in excess of 87 million. The vast majority of that is covered in preferred stock liability. So that's the amount owed there, just in excess of 77 million. In terms of total liabilities, these are just in excess of 92 million. And the biggest figure there we have is long-term debt, just in excess of 2 million. So the total liabilities, 92 million, are easily covered by the total assets of 460 million excess. So nothing really to worry about here. And finally, I am aware most of the investors are very concerned about significant losses, and many investors are thinking, well, when are we going to break even? So the reality is, anybody who is currently holding MMAT at the moment, this will be a long-term hold. In the long term, the potential for the stock is very, very good. So two bullish aspects that I'm going to remind everyone in terms of everybody holding this stock for the long term. It comes from the recent acquisition of Nanotech. So if you have a look at the screen here, let's have a look at some of the benefits of this acquisition that will materialize for Meta Materials. So we can see the benefits of Nanotech in terms of 5G and other antennae are reduced structure size suitable for 5G, increased density for greater efficiency per square meter, flexible, transparent form factor. So in one of the previous videos, you can see that the potential on this is also going to include future smart cities. And the other thing I'd like to also add on for everybody concerned about holding this for the long term, the next thing we have here in terms of nanotech capability, headline here, we can see battery and fuel cell technology. So again, business is well positioned for the future. Benefits here, increased density to improve available power, reduction in size and waste, and reduction in recharge duration. So the potential partnerships here are going to include the EV market, possibly the laptop market, mobile phone, renewable energy, and the possibilities are endless. Next thing I'd like to do is do a stock update for ticker symbol CLSD, Clearside Biomedical. This is a stock that was previously featured on the channel, introduced initially to the Discord, and when I initially introduced this stock, it was trading just under $5, $4.60 it could have been caught at. So they have just had earnings, so we're going to have a quick update on this. So before we do that, let's just have a reminder in terms of the company profile. We can see the price action over the last quarter is an increase of 107.56%. So very bullish momentum here in terms of the stock. So this company is a United States-based clinical biopharmaceutical company engaged in developing pharmaceutical therapies for treating blindness. They're also looking at focusing on a disease affecting the retina and aim to restore or improve vision function primarily by reducing the macular edema associated with several diseases affecting vision. So let's have a look at the chart for today. So if we have a look at the chart here, I'm sure many of you are aware that today was a very significant red day in the overall market. However, for Clearside Biomedical, the stock was up just in excess of 2% today, and closing at $5.69, and on the week it was also up in excess of 10%. So this is a stock that I'm still currently holding. I am in profit, and there was an opportunity, as I said, to invest in this below the $5, and I certainly see still some positive upside momentum from here. But let's now have a look at the earnings. So if we have a look at a headline here dated August the 10th from Benziga Insights, the headline is Quarterly 2 Earnings Insights for Clearside Biomedical. So the key headlines that we can see here, impressive headlines, I must say. Earnings per share were up in excess of 15% over the past year to 11 cents, which beat the estimate of 12 cents. So revenue of $780,000 was also up just in excess of 120%, and this also beat the estimate of $690,000. So looking ahead, obviously in terms of earnings, there's no particular guidance for earnings right now, and they haven't issued any revenue guidance, but the potential here for the business is certainly very good. And finally, to finish off, I'd just like to share with you another date for your diary with regards to Clearside Biomedical. And we can see here is an important date for your diary, which is August the 17th. And on August the 17th, Clearside Biomedical are going to be at the Wainwright Ophthalmology Virtual Conference. So this may be interesting. In this conference, they will be carrying out a presentation. So as investors, it will be certainly interesting to see if they come out with anything interesting. And if there is something there interesting for investor point of view and from a breakthrough point of view, I can certainly see this stock spiking up after that presentation. So fingers crossed for some good news. So finally, thanks for joining me, and if anybody is interested in the $1 Million Challenge, details are in the description below. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned.